And Doctor, you have heard the explanation that NNPC has given regarding these various sums of money. What are your thoughts?
In my own view, there are questionable decisions and also reporting. Now, ordinarily, if you look at what the Fiscal Responsibility Act says about budgeting by the agencies of government, and they are listed in the schedule, 31 of them, NNPC is listed there. Now, there are expectations on how its finances should be managed. First is that by the end of the second quarter every year, they should make available their estimates in terms of expenditure.
It's by June, July.
Yes, by the end of June, it's supposed to be communicated to the Minister of Finance for the next 3 years. That is estimates. Also, their budget is supposed to be handed over to the Minister of Finance by the end of August, which means if NNPC is going to spend money on all these issues they mentioned, those items should have been in the budget for the current year. And that means that budget must also have been prepared as at the end of August, the preceding year. Okay? Now, budgeting also allows for contingency. So if NNPC would say, for example, there is restiveness in Niger Delta area, and therefore we expect this sort of vandalization to happen, there should also be a figure to it. In which case, you can't just come back and tell me, or with the benefit of, let's call it hindsight, say, how do I explain this 10.8 billion? I will now put some figures together to convince me that that was what they spent it on. That is not financial discipline. And of course, even in reporting that, there is no transparency. It will be difficult to convince me as an analyst, for example, that that was what all those monies went into. And that is how this goes. If you break it down in terms of what the law expects them to do, and now the way they are trying to do it. The other question is this: all these expenditures, did they pass through accounts that the Central Bank of Nigeria has an eye upon? Because if truly the Central Bank is the banker to the government and all these agencies, that means the CBN on its own should have seen firsthand when these monies were coming in and going out of the account. So it shouldn't even come up that Central Bank will have to go to NNPC to get details of how these reconciliation items arose and how they can be resolved. So truly there was transparency.
So when the